All right. Here we go again. All right. This is Adventures on the Spectrum. So we were discussing some stuff earlier. It's like we're we're just trying to give our perspective on things, like why things have always been a little bit off for us, and now we know
Give
why.
our perspective, or more like, I guess, roll it over in our brains.
Yeah, the way we see.
It's like, yeah.
It's
It's-
just, it's just like when it comes down to pretty much anything, all these different interactions we have in the world. It can even be something as simple as a person or Facebook, YouTube, whatever. It's like sometimes the world is just very confusing, and we kind of just have to take a step back and figure it out, and sometimes just let it go because it doesn't make any sense to us.
well, for anyone if anyone happens to happen upon this video, we're talking about being a slightly autistic or whatever. Because like we kind of just realized this more recently. Well, you not so much maybe in the last year, and then like me more recently.
Yeah.
You were like, you're a weird lady. But anyway.
It was just interesting because it's like we've had this issue where we didn't really fully understand each other because what we didn't realize what we were doing was we were masking in front of each other, which was causing friction because you kept saying, "What? Why are you being fake?" Right? And I was like, "I'm not being fake. I'm just being me." But it is what I was doing was adjusting to what I thought was normal to you, but you aren't a normal person either, which was what was causing conflict.
And I just saw right through the facade and was like, you're just being totally fake with me. Like, why do you keep doing this? Like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess the thing is like, so we've had like just some friction under that, like constantly throughout our whole union together. And just recently it's kind of like really more dissolved because we're like, oh, that's why we're both weird.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense. Oh, okay. Um, and so that I guess it just makes it easier to deal with each other. Not deal with each other, but we understand each other
Yeah.
better. When before we were trying to understand each other from the perspective of someone who doesn't understand people in general, trying to understand another person who doesn't understand people, was trying to fake it to make it.
Yes.
So
If that makes any sense. It's like two people that don't get people trying to pretend to be people that get people trying to get the other person. And it didn't work.
right.
Go figure, right? All that extra details just to be like, hey, how's it going? I'm doing good. What are they thinking about? Why are they acting like that? Why are they all like it is all these things that were like underlying tension and pressure, like, why don't this person doesn't completely act normal, but why? Maybe they just don't like me.
Basically, we found yes, we found the reason why we've had so many like I mean I think every married couple or even couple and people in general probably have like communication issues, right?
Yeah, they
Understanding and
can.
communication issues, but um I don't think that's like too abnormal, but like I feel like that was a big like not really a huge blockade, but a pretty decent sized blockade that
Definitely.
we have like removed from our um life. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, that is this is we're just talking about this now. Obviously we talk about other stuff. All right. um
But this is kind of like leading into what the channel is about. I was explaining how we interact with the world and like the interesting things that
or
popped
how we
up.
think we're interacting
Or
with the
how we think we
world.
interact with the world.
Because I
Well,
don't even
it's
know
like,
where we're at.
but it's how we interpret what's going on
Okay.
based on how we think. And the thing is, now we're becoming more comfortable with how we think and do things because now we understand more about who we are.
Hmm. Aliens.
Aliens, definitely aliens.
Well, I mean, I think that that's here's my perspective, and I've never actually delved really deep into like what autism is exactly. I had always thought that because I was looking at just the stats that there's some kind of issue and the rise of it. Must be due with some sort of medical malpractice thingy or what. I ain't gonna say specifics here. But anyway, after reading the details and seeing like what actually it is, and then I was like doing more research on it because our son is a little autistic, and then I was like, wait a minute. First of all, when I was reading about it, I was like, why is this all so relatable? First of all, how come all this sounds very familiar? And then, but pretty quickly, I guess I had come to the conclusion, and this is just my thinking on it, is that, like, actually, no, it's not just my thinking on it, because I've actually read this in a channeled message from some master also, and I agreed with that more recently. Before I was thinking that this was just from like medical malpractice stuff, but so
What was the message?
oh, the message was that there's the new kind of like consciousness coming into the earth plane. They're gonna the bodies that they come into are gonna seem a little odd, a little different than like the normal society of people. So my thinking on it is that, so yeah, of course, it makes perfect sense to me if you are here, because this is my experience being here. Like, I don't get this place, and there's a lot of people that don't. You know, the people that call themselves star seeds and whistleblowers, no wait, star seeds and fairy dust, no, whatever. Anyway, the light workers and stuff, right? They probably fit into this category somewhat too. Like, you feel like you are a stranger in a strange land kind of thing. You're trying to figure out this whole earth plane situation. But I feel like, yeah, there's just souls that come in that don't have a lot of experience with humans and how humans do things. And it's just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. And
Which
I
makes
think
a
that's
lot of
just
sense.
yeah.
When you look at like what autistic people do, they really observe people and they try to mimic them, and then they try to copy them, and they try to do what they're doing in the public space, and they're like, hopefully that did that work?
And then the thing is, I don't know if we really realize. Like, I guess speaking like, so I don't know if you really realize that's what we're. At least I don't, because for me, it's just like it's just weird, and I'm trying to figure out how to integrate into. It's like I kind of like trying to figure out maybe what you were saying. You were saying
It's kind of like you're trying to figure out like how to be a person
how to act like a
and
person.
how to speak like a person, all that, and then you're like, okay, so I'm in this person body. How do I be like them? Because they're all doing that, and then you try to be like you're almost
Tried
like
a little bit, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Okay, and then I think pretty quickly, at least for me, you realize it's like, all right, I'm not gonna try this out. I'm not. I'm not playing this like game, whatever it is. But I don't mind, trying every once in a while to interact, because I want to be helpful for people, and I want to, I have, I care about people, and I want the best for like humanity and whatnot. But it's like, as far as on the level of like if you want to make friends with people or like
it's hard because you come across as weird.
I think arrogant. I feel like
Arrogant is definitely one of it. It's like
when you're not
arrogant.
really trying to.
Um, or like
Well,
know
it,
it
dep-
also,
it
or like
depends on the person. Okay, I would say I think I come across arrogant. I feel like it just be based on people's responses over the
yeah.
years. I think, and then maybe both of us together might a little
Yeah.
bit to people, because here's the thing, because like we
You become
especially
very
together.
passionate as an autistic person about stuff, and you feel like everyone should know what you're talking about, and you want to tell them a lot.
But also, like, when people like some of our people that we know, like when they like say, "Oh, we don't we don't like this in our life," or "We would like to do this," or whatever, and then we're like, we have an answer for that, so then we just like dive in on like, "Oh, this is how you do this, and you can do this," and like just you start making steps to doing that, and then we kind of like, "Wait, why are they not doing that? Maybe we need to tell them again in a different way. Did they not?" And then it takes us a minute to realize, oh, I don't think that they were actually serious. I think they were just talking. I don't think they were serious about actually wanting to change something that wasn't working in their life or like do something different. They were just talking pretty much. But yeah.
I think that's one of the like the most interesting things because it didn't really dawn on us too much until we realized that we're more autistic, that that's how people were interpreting us, because like we're like, why don't we really have any friends? And it's like, it's because communicate differently, and like we think that we're trying to be helpful, but what we're realizing is they don't want help, they just want to complain about stuff because that's what people do, is complain about their situations. And we're like, but you can fix it, here's how. And they're like, we don't want to fix it and we don't care how.
And we don't want to hear you talk.
And we don't want to hear you talk. We just want to talk. And
which is fine too, but it's like I think where our big issue with is just really reading people, I guess.
yeah,
Well, it's not hard to read people, but it's hard to tell when people are really wanting information or not, or like I think because you can tell like people's energy really easily. I feel like, at least, and I think you can too. It's like
I can read when people are not really feeling it, or like if someone's like not a genuine person, or they're lying to you, or they just don't like you, or they're not good people. I can pick that up pretty quickly. But a lot of times we give them the benefit of the doubt and we're like, maybe they're just having a bad day or something like that. But after a couple of times, I'm like, I don't really think we want to be around them, because it's like they don't really talk to us in the first place, and they do, they're pretty much just like rude most of the time.
Our many awkward situations in our life that we brought on ourselves just
Yeah.
because we didn't get it, and now we're starting to get it, and I think what we've just decided is like, you know what, it's all good, because like well, one, we don't need to try anymore so hard, and because it is what it is, and we can be like more authentically ourselves, because I think we more understand that we're just gonna sound weird to people,
Yeah.
no matter what we do.
And that was like one of the big ones, right? It's like, no, we thought we were doing pretty good, but then when you really look at it, we were not doing good at all. So we're like, why continue faking it when we could just be more ourselves and just not really care that people don't understand us, because they're not going to understand us anyways, because we tried really hard and they didn't understand us. So why go through all that?
Right. Oh geez. Okay, well,
It like cracks me up every time I think about like how we just hey, how's it going? How do we respond to this? Yes, good, it's great, everything is great. Yep. How are you doing? And they're like, that was weird. And you're like, I messed that up.
that's pretty much how it goes. Oh gosh, because like it's really weird, because like I'm still like I'm like, how weird do we really come off to people? Like, I don't know. And like, am I really this not, well, I don't want to say not normal, but is it really that difficult to just like, whatever? We have so many like weird stories we go into, like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because I guess kind of like a basic one is I thought I was doing pretty good and I was pretty calm and collected. And then I had my psych stuff for PTSD and everything like that. And I was like, I think I did pretty good. I'm pretty normal. And I read the evaluation because they didn't send you a copy, but I was like, whoa. I was like, apparently he thinks I'm paranoid. I have too much anxiety and a bunch of other stuff like that. I'm like, I thought I was trying to just talk to him and like try to get him to understand what I was trying to say. And I was confused on what he was actually trying to say to me some of the times. But apparently I came across as like completely just gone. And I'm like, what?
Wait, so are you gone?
No, I know, right?
That was a professional evaluating you, right?
I know. That's what makes it even more disturbing. But and the thing is, like,
is that how the normal world sees you, as some like weird anxiety, like stricken, like
they must?
Goodbye.
And that's our son.
Well, in the background.
We go. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
1 second, little man.
Goodbye.
All right, short intermission there, a commercial break.
But yeah,
probably edit that out, but
it's
I'm
just
too
funny
lazy.
because like because I can make like I guess the thing is like when you see a situation like that with yourself and then you're like, okay, am I nuts? But then you're like, obviously I can't be that nuts because they don't have me like institutionalized or anything like that, and I can still get jobs and everything like that just fine, and I can make friends just fine. But it's like I guess when I'm trying to just, it depends on the situation, the environment, I guess. Talking to the some certain people, like
You're good at faking it.
yes,
Fake it to make it. And that's hard to do, man.
It is.
I'm not that good at that. But because there's a lot of other factors that could go into all this and stuff. And like I'm just going based off of what I've read in like the little test thingy and like weighing the like range of this whatever. I'm like, this is very interesting kind of thing. But hold on. Well, I don't know, I guess
You're still wrapping your head around it, the whole thing too, because it's kind of recent. That I was like, she should try to take this test real quick.
and I was like, you're funny. Let me do this for you. Okay.
And then the results came back, and you're like, wait a second.
Like, wait, what?
And then all of a sudden, our relationship and our communication got better, almost like overnight.
Oh my god, dude. It wasn't that bad before. It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible, but it's just like the understanding came a lot more because I thought she was a completely normal person. And I was like, you're like odd. And I'm like, because like I can read normal people and I can interact with normal people pretty easily with masking and whatnot because I've done it to public school and all this stuff like that. But like I was never able to fully understand you. And I always kept telling you all the time, I'm like, I don't get you.
And I'm like, what is there to not get? I'm telling you what. Like, what do you mean you don't get me?
And that response itself is like, what do you mean? I'm telling you exactly how I am. Here's the parameters of who I am. This is what I've accomplished. This is what I do. And I'm like, there's something familiar with that. Or like, why does that seem so familiar? But like, that's not what normal people do.
That's weird, dude. I still think that's really weird. But you're apparently, yeah, I guess I never would have probably looked into something like that if you hadn't like brought it up to me, but it's quite interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's our public service announcement. Filter your water, everyone.
Yeah, filter your water.
On our other channels that we've had, we've always had a public service announcement because we are really into like trying to kind of live as much as we can, like more in like not in tune with nature, but like trying to be like, you know, wow, what word am I looking for? I'm not like go recycle everyone and be oh my god, be ready. Kind of like taking care of the physical body and also the body of the earth and everything around you and like the space around you as much as you can, but like in a balanced way. So like try not to be like over, wasteful or like pollute too much or like try not to like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And not like quite minimalism, but like try to like not just like live way outside your means if you okay, here's the thing, do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. But I guess for us it's more like we're into, I'm trying to find a word for it. All natural as possible.
Natural, conservative, logical life.
Something along those, I don't know. But anyway, so recently we got a water filter for our house. And we had to install it ourselves because apparently the water company does not do that for you. By the way, anyone who wants to
and some of the other plumbing companies in town, they're like, no, we don't.
Oh, the plumbing company, sorry, not water, but the plumbing companies don't do it. And so we also are into rainwater, using rainwater ever since we moved to our house here. But so we use rainwater when we can, and we filter our water because water is actually extremely important for the body. Now, the water that was coming in our tap, which we pretty much only did our dishes in and showered in. We didn't use it to drink or cook with. But from the city was that like 350, almost 400 parts per million of something, or was it more than that?
It was definitely at least 350. Who knows, like if it was higher than that, but minimum 350 when we tested it.
Particles in the water. And after we installed the filter, get a good quality filter, house filter kind of thing. I think ours was like
iSpring. iSpring, and it's about $380 or something like that.
Okay.
And it goes for 100,000 gallons.
Okay, yeah. And let's see. So it took like a month probably. It like was steadily. After we installed it, it went down to like 150 parts per million of whatever stuff they put in the water in the city. And then it took probably another month, and then now it's down to 0. but we can tell the difference. It's been, how long has it been since you put it in? Probably like 3 months now.
Mhm.
But I feel like I can tell the difference on our skin because we like
Definitely.
so we showered in a lot and we
Skin,
we
even
wash
just
our
doing the
clothes in
dishes.
it. Yeah.
Because the dishes, like, sometimes we had to use like more soap just so it's not, sometimes it wouldn't have like that fishy smell, like sometimes, but like now it never happens.
My scalp used to be like constantly, not like constantly itchy, but like, and then like flaky. I'm gonna get real like TMI here, okay, everyone? No, but it's just like not normal to like have like your head be itchy like a lot and like but like that has been gone. That's not
Yeah,
that's gone, and then like I don't know, the water it just feels different on your skin. Like you don't feel like it's stripping away like all your like oils on your skin and stuff.
yeah.
Uh,
So you don't feel all scaly and or like overly dry.
uh-huh. But so I felt like that's a really important, like actually we mentioned this many years ago, actually in our book, but
Right.
we're gonna mention here in case anyone listens. And here's this: get a filter for your house, or use rainwater or something, or stream if you have a stream, buy a fresh stream.
Some people even like if you can, if you have a property, dig out a pond and have that water. You have like a pump system that pumps that into your house
Oh, okay.
through a field, then have it go through a filter system or a well or whatever.
Yeah.
I get it through the filter system because they like to mess with the water on the water table, so it's like it can be like pretty nasty water even through a well. So you have to be careful with that too.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. But so yeah, that's an important one. Water is extremely important. It is so important. And so is obviously food and everything else.
Yes.
But our plug for the day is water. Okay. But another thing is like really weird though. I'm just going back to like just trying to understand people and realizing why we don't understand people. What was I gonna say? I don't remember.
Was it about water?
No.
Oh, I can bring 100 about water. Like you'd be like this, hey guys, logically, you guys are drinking a lot of bottled water. If you even just get like a pitcher filter, that will be cheaper and you can bring it with you wherever you go and you can have cleaner water than what's in those bottles, because a lot of times what's in those bottles is just from tap. And they're
Or
like,
worse.
or worse, and they're just like, what? No, I know, just keep drinking bottled water, and you're like, what? You're like, this doesn't make any sense. You're like, so you're drinking that, but the idea of filtering it is insane to you? What?
That's a little weird to me.
It's weird to both of us for some reason. But a lot of people, it makes perfect sense. Right? How it's like I remember as a kid that you drink water from the tap, and then like later on, people were just like, "Yeah, you don't drink water from the tap or the hose. You just don't do that." And it's like, when did this all change? It's like, and you guys are just okay with this now. You're like, "Oh,
You drink it out of a bottle now.
we're drinking out of. We're gonna go buy like 10 packs of bottled water because there's family coming to visit. Like, why don't you just get a water filter for your house? You mean drink water out of the tap? No. Okay, let's not do that then. We'll do that. You guys drink bottle. I won't drink your bottled water. I'll
Well,
go.
some people like your family doesn't know they have like a
No.
tap filter.
No,
They don't drink bottled water, though, do they?
they don't drink water at all.
Oh, that's not good.
They drink
If you're a human out there, actually, if you're any
because they
animal
do
type
get bottled
or
water
human,
sometimes, but most of the time they drink soda, coffee, beer, and juice. That's what they drink.
Okay, well, make sure you're drinking water if you're a person, especially.
Right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Sunny Delight.
Sunny D, bro.
I remember as a kid drinking some of that stuff, and like after you drink like half a cup, you're like, this does not taste like orange juice, and this makes me feel gross.
Oh gosh.
But teach their own. We're never gonna understand that, but maybe some of you guys out there will understand what we're going at, and hopefully it is helpful, because definitely the house water filter was a big change. And rainwater is the easy stepping stone, because like what was it? Just get a trash can, flip the lid over, drill a hole through it, get a spout on it, and then you can collect rainwater and that's Yeah, we've tested that with zero water filter, the testing thing, and that comes out 000, obviously. It's just rainwater, so it's the parts per
Well,
million.
there's gonna be the people out there like, we have to send it into a lab and do all, but
Yeah.
like, I do not care about what the lab has to say about
That's
what
it.
micro stuff is in the water, because as I said before, if there's something so minuscule that's in the water, it's everywhere, okay? It's
Yeah.
everywhere else too.
It's like you don't think that's in your bottled water.
Yeah.
That's rated like 3, 4, 500 parts per million. It's
Right.
like here's 000, but there's still microbes. It's like, what do you think is in yours? Especially it's like a plastic water bottles that they like have out in panel on pallets out in the sun, and they bring inside. You don't think any plastic has leached into the water? It smells like plastic and it tastes like plastic when you're drinking it.
Basically, I don't care ever to take my rainwater into a laboratory and have it tested for whatever micro levels and what the
Yeah.
F ever is in it. Okay, do not care. Do not care. I know the rainwater is gonna be worlds cleaner than anything comes out of a tap, anything out of a bottle, and most other things. But anywho's, I think we've rambled on long enough.
All right, we'll end it there, and we'll see you guys next time.